clear water and vast desert oasis. Rock Canyon make the strange wonders of the ancient forest. Camels and Silk Road around the city of space flight. Golden populace watch camel rain on Gobi. The mind-riding place, heaven-like Alsha. This is the most western magic place in Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. Currently, the world's only desert geological park, Alsha. This may be the last piece of virgin land for China traveling, a new discovery for travelers in the world. Alsha, named because of the Helan Mountains, Mongolian language for gorgeous and colorful. Kim Yong-tzu in the Ming Dynasty wrote a poem, The Concept of Hunting in Rural Helan Mountain. The poem reads, Helan Mountain 500 miles, high plague days ahead in the sky. Mirroring plume of the big white, the old castle connected Alexandrite. Towering Helan Mountain goes north-south and boundaries east-west as a huge ink landscape painting runs through the Ningxia Plain, and between Alsha is Of the Barrier River Long Road. To the west of Helan is Golden Sand Sea and the dark desert. The north wind blows millions of years of sadness, endless caravans, endless geese. 200 million years ago, there was sea. Winter and summer passed. After numerous crustal movement, sea and land change. 650,000 to 1,337,000 years ago, in the Cretaceous era, finally created the desert, Danxia, Yadan, Gobi, grasslands, forests, lakes, mountains, and other nature, weather, and geological wonders. Sun and moon move around. Wind and water, notes of a different kind of aesthetic. Time and stars run. Light and shadow carve out the most beautiful works. Step on the vast Alsha, each eye will tirelessly flashing. Walking in the magic Alsha, every soul cannot suppress shaking. Frozen rivers time after time, sun and moon etched. The ancient sea had already become a deep canyon shaped as a flying dragon. Standing in the canyon, paths turn around peaks. One step, one scene. Step by step, the sky looks different, as if walking in a dreamland. The La Grande Canyon is located in Alshan Aulun town, 5 kilometers length, with dark red sandstone structure. There are many strange rocks and countless of different sceneries in the valley. The stunning Root Peak, wandering Virgin Cave, and Heavenly Springs all seems to imply that it's a place where sky and land combine, where the magic was born. The Mother Nature feeds with her holy milk, and God, with his hands on red ochre cliffs, deeply carved the name of this land, Alsha. Hasan Chulu means the stone-like pot in Mongolian. Wind and rain erosion over millions of years. Mother Nature makes wonders in the vast desert. It's strange, it's different. It is comparable to the rocks in Huangshan and stone forest in Yunnan. It's majestic, cyclically, and mentally shocking. In the 20 kilometers radius of stone forest, there are all sizes and shapes of wind erosion original stone. viewed from afar, as if it's the intention of the heaven to make animals freeze as stone, or let the stone show signs of the ears to the visitors. Seems to move, seems to be static. Also static, also move. The gobi is telling a story, and the eagle is the most loyal listener. The Ushbugai Grand Canyon is formed with wind erosion rock, which is rare in canyons' geological formations, combined with the vagaries of climate, making the valley full of bright colors, so beautiful as a mystery. The unexpected rock place, quietly hidden in a gorge, rise steeply in 1,000 years, skyline, if implicit, drunk, and then living in a paradise. This piece of 270,000 square kilometers of land, people call it legendary heaven. If there is no such distance, how can it create such a long path which can't be crossed by human? How can we create such a magnificent mystery and illusion-free solution? In the absence of this vast expanse, how can we embrace the Tengri, Ulaanbaatar, and Padang Jilin Desert?
Padang Jilin，八大吉，不知道在哪。
In the desert which stretches to the sky, Padang Jilin Desert is the most famous one. Padang Jilin Desert covers an area of 49,200 square kilometers. It's the world's third largest desert. Padang Jilin Desert is famous for its strange peak, raining sand, lakes, springs, and temples. In the middle of the desert, huge compound sand dunes roll, like solid waves roll one after another. Spectacular, magnificent. On the top of the sand mountain, like sharp knives, wind ahead. The sand valley is dark, the highest peak, Bilutu Peak, altitude of 1,609 meters, is called Kuomo Lama in the desert. The annual rainfall is less than 50 millimeters here, whereas evaporation exceeds 4,000 millimeters. A place of drought turned out to be a place where lakes and rippling waves are all over. A total of 144 lakes, up to 500 million cubic meters per year of groundwater, recharge sources from where? It is still an eternal mystery. According to opinion of experts, some say the Chilean mountain, some say the Brahmaputra nourishing, all natural underground water source under the desert. In Mongolian, Jilin means 60. It refers to the majority, but also points to the large number of lakes in this piece of desert. Pieces of oases, bubbling springs, nourished all the creatures, and also nourished the Mongols lived here for generations. There would be no life without water. Life in water-scarce areas need to be more tenacious. The lives here in the relentless sun and cruel natural conditions, tempered, sonorous but tough style. Stiff and twisted torso, telling the vicissitude of life experience. As early as 65 million years ago, when dinosaurs lived, populous but had grown above the earth. Natural selection, survival of the fittest, are the words of wisdom. it just confirms Darwin's theory of evolution, which is reasonable. Populus stands alive for 1,000 years, stands dead for another 1,000 years, and another 1,000 years immortal. This miracle of life itself shows that Mother Nature has bestowed all the conditions their adaptability. Autumn has come, trees are depressed. Among the vast expanse of dead wood and leaves, only populars are golden and heroic dancing. The vast and mysterious Western land. When did it attract the attention of mankind? Can't be ascertained. However, in the distant era, barbarians left here all traces of armored cavalry. They are nomadic or settled in. They went in and out of the fortress, crossed the Great Wall, and made a complicated relationship with the Central Plain civilization. So there were Zhangxian, Bangu, Xuanzang, Xuxiake et al. Westbound hiking, adventure trips, their footprints left in the vast desert, and also recorded what they saw and heard in the books.
感觉相当好，太美了。
In 1038 AD, Dangxiang people established the Western Xia country and made Qingxing their capital. The founder of Western Xia country, Li Yuanhao, set Weifu Montenegro Army Division and Blacktown Yanjun Division. Later, Yuan Dynasty set Explorer Road House. Later became a bustling prairie inn on the Silk Road. Sunset glows, cloud closes, ruins and broken walls. Haote City in the waving shadow, sparse curved streets, the smell of the desert wind whistling blows away. It is the world's whisper, telling the stories of thousands of years ago. Of course, that is the cry of nature. Because of the nature, the Creator created everything, ruled everything, and destroyed everything. He is the most authoritative interpreter and guardian of this land. Far away from the Paleolithic era, humans thrived here. Neolithic relics provide further evidence that the ancient Juyan region is the connection point of East and West Neolithic. Neolithic and even Bronze Iron Age ancient nomads in the North Helan Mountain, Yabrai Hill, Mount Le Mountain, etc. characterize a large number of mountain rock painting. In a day about several thousands or several 10,000s of years ago, a passionate and sleepless old man or young man portrayed the beautiful illusion on the rock. This artistic genius desired to prove his identity. In the era when text and symbols had not yet been invented, he had to tender his fluttering and humble imagination to sign his name on his own work, a fingerprint. But who can say it is not a human invention of the first sign? Among these colorful images, the Han nationality who lived in the Central Plains and the nationalities who migrated in the northern desert and grasslands, including Xiang, Rouzhi, Huns, Wuhuan, Turkic, Tibetan, Dangxiang, Mongolian, and other ethnic groups. Various ethnic groups interacted to make common development, which is broad and forceful for the Chinese nation's history. As of today, it is still the common prosperity and harmonious coexistence of the beautiful home of China. Here inhabit 28 ethnics, including Mongolian, Han, and Hui, a population of 22,000. Alsha Union is composed by Arjuna flag, Alsha left flag, Alsha right flag, Alsha Twin Whale Speech Ecological Immigrants Demonstration Area, and Alsha Economic Development Zone. As the main nationality, here gathered two branches of Mongolian part, who for ages living in the west means forest people. In late Ming and early Qing dynasty, Oirat was divided into Tohut, Durbot, Hershot, and Jungai. Today, the Oirat descendants living in Alshan belong to Hershot and Tohut. Speaking of Tohut people, we naturally do not forget the tragic chapter of history and the great initiative they left to the world, which shocked the human soul. British writer De Quincey wrote, "From the earliest history, there is no such a great cause as happened in the 18th century as a major nation. Tohut people crossed the vast grassland of Asia, returned to their homeland, which is a sensation and excitement to the world." The spirit of Tohut people inspires people today and is still playing a strong voice. Guangzhong Temple was built deep in Helan Mountain, where like 8 days Kingland suggests 8 to Lotus. What a special place of interest. In 1719, perhaps a day of intermittent light rain, the legendary Buddha, the great poet Dalai Lama Rinchen Lama Lapsang, along the Mount came here, decided to build this temple. In 1757, a disciple of Lama Gawang, Doji Heart tuition teacher, passed away in Tanga Desert. After 10 years to build this temple, Tibetan called it Gedan, once Jilian, meaning Tsuita Guangzhong Island, and Lama moved to worship the body of law. In 1760, the Qing Emperor Qianlong named it Guangzhong Temple. Guangzhong Temple has a large scale and a high level of classical perfection of the system. As much as the faithful monks in history can be compared with the monastery in Xining. Lama relic of the true body and now is yellow in Guangzhong Temple worship hall of the temple. Lama had passed away 200 years, but his personally planting banyan tree is still strong. Tanga Desert Grow, writing poetry, he is now famous for director Feng Xiaogang's New Year film You Are the One Too. The song lyrics at the end. His legendary story, beautiful poetry, mystery like the healthy world. Groups of tourists inspired by it are still traveling long distance to come to explore. In Qing Tongzhi years, Buddhism flourished Alshan region. There were more than 40 temples and as many as 6,400 monks. Among those monks, the most famous one is the Awang Dandel. Awang Dandel was born in 1759 and died in 1840. He is proficient in Mongolian, Tibetan, and Sanskrit. A famous ancient scholar and Buddhist master. He is internationally renowned for Mongolian, Tibetan grammarian, linguist, translator, religious philosopher, literary theorist, and poet. He, using Mongolian, Tibetan, wrote 40 books in both languages. Mongolian and Tibetan languages recognized by the International Academic Council, and he was an all India and Tibet beyond any reach of a first-class scholar. This title is only proficient in Buddhist 5 out of the school to be eligible for senior monks. Alsha, capital of Bayan, was founded in 8 years in Qing Emperor Yongzheng. It is the alliance of political, economic, and cultural center. Bayan Mongol, meaning rich city, formerly known as the Set-Far Camp. Bayan has a long history classes out of the Western Han Dynasty envoy to the Western regions, opened the Silk Road, and in this presents. For 3 decades in the Western and clear the active path, labeled the emperor will be Far Ho. This is the geographical history of this land, first to be recorded in written form. At present, we can see the city is from the Qing dynasty. General Yue Zhongqi, 8 years in Yongzheng, petitioned in the court was built. The purpose of building the city's monument has also been the burning tower Yue. Helan Mountain's north is not of protection, desert throat, and also after the Helan Mountain and desert briefly the situation between the McNair Road, control of the Ramesses 72 Pass. Thrown to set up a special camp named Camp Dingyuan. This camp, north to south, 350 meters, and from east to west, 700 meters. During Wang Bao, Alsha repeatedly performed outstanding in the war. The Qing court ordered the city gave Bao. There have been dozens of Qing dynasty princes married to be far from camp, bringing the capital and culture. The city built with the Beijing palace style similar to Alsha. We'll be doing so far is called Beyond the Great Wall, Little Beijing. As the old city just like the Lying Bull, there is also a Lying Bull city. Today, a livable, low-carbon occupation type of the tourist city, Bayan, is smiling and in a graceful posture, ready to meet the visitors in all directions.